Welcome to the Progress Over Perfection podcast, where we sit down with CEOs, managing directors, and entrepreneurs to uncover the real stories behind building a business. Not just the wins, but the challenges, failures, and lessons that shape the journey. Today, I'm joined by Jess Rigby, the charity manager for Cash for Kids Greater Manchester, and we're going to dive into their journey, the lessons they've learned along the way, and the reality of what it takes to build and lead a successful charity. So, Jess, you started your career as a sales associate at WH Smith. I knew you'd laugh at that. And then went on to be a street team member for Radio City in Liverpool. Mm-hmm. You then found your calling and joined Cash for Kids Greater Manchester, initially as a charity admin coordinator, and then on to being a charity fundraising exec, and now you're actually the charity manager. So in total, you've been there just under 10 years. In that time, you've done everything, I think, from meeting the king to abseiling, kayaking, mountaineering, born survivor style assault courses, and I'm not sure if you've done the skydive.
No.
We need to get you on that. Charity balls, obviously Mission Christmas, and so much more. First of all, that's a great achievement. Secondly, I bet you've seen it all in your time at Cash for Kids.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. No, it's been a fantastic 9.5 years. And I've just grown so much in that time. And we've seen so many amazing supporters stick with us. People come and go. Lots of different events that have worked, events that haven't worked. And yeah, it's been amazing.
Why not skydiving yet?
Absolutely not skydiving. I am so scared of heights.
Are you?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So I want to dive straight into the Cash for Kids role.
Yeah.
Because obviously alongside that, you obviously do a lot of the theatre and performing arts. You're busy.
I'm busy.
You're busy.
Yeah.
So what led you into working into the charity sector? Because obviously, initially WH Smith, obviously as a young girl, and then Radio City as a street team member.
Yeah.
But then straight into Cash for Kids and obviously there for nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
So what led you into that?
So I was at uni and I did English language degree.
I saw.
Yeah. That was me. In college, I did both Englishes and performing arts, and it was do I go to London and pursue performing, or do I do an English degree? And someone said to me, why don't you do English and you can still perform on the side? Okay. I was like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what my career was going to be. I just went and did an English degree. Obviously, everyone at the time was all going to do degrees, and I didn't really know what I was going to do.
You'd go with it.
Yeah, so I went with it. They living at home, and
So did you not know what you were going to do at that time? You just thought, I'm just going to get a degree, and I've got something under my belt.
Yeah, and I thought something like English language. I was like, I've got time then. I've got a 3-year course where I can figure out
what you want to do,
where this could go. But then in my second year of uni, I got diagnosed with cancer, which I didn't know if you knew that.
I didn't. Oh, okay.
So I got stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay.
So I was then suddenly a 19-year-old girl at home trying to carry on my degree and not having a clue what I was going to do. Obviously just thrown then into hospitals. I was at home. I couldn't be around friends. I couldn't go out. I couldn't do anything that would help me catch an infection.
So is that quite severe?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a blood cancer where I was just literally thrown into my white blood cells would just drop, and I had no immune system basically.
Jeez, okay.
So I was just at home, basically did lockdown before everyone else did lockdown. And that's what I kept saying at the time. I've done this before.
It's easy.
And then during that time, I fought to stay at university. They tried to tell me to stop, and I wanted to stay on track with graduating with my friends. I was a year and a half in, so I fought to stay at uni to have my place. I wasn't necessarily enjoying my degree, but I wanted to stay and carry on. And then during that time, during my treatment, I was supported by Macmillan, Teenage Cancer Trust, Click Sargent, who all just
all
basically, all those main charities all just rallied round me and just supported me in so many ways. I lost my hair and they bought my wig, and and then just after my treatment, they sent me and my mum to London, and we had this amazing day of creating memories, and they just really rallied round me, and it was just it was this weird light bulb moment of I'd love to work for a charity. And it was something I'd never even considered or thought about.
Okay.
And they just all fully rallied around me.
So does that switch because of something that happened personally?
Yeah. That was I now want to give back. And so that was April 2014 I got diagnosed with stage 4 as well. So it was you don't think about the reality at the time. Obviously, all my family are breaking down around me. Finished my treatment though.
Usually you're the one that's trying to be strong.
Yeah.
Everyone else is breaking, but you're trying to be strong. Yeah.
And I think you just kind of like, I was so focused on that finish line, basically. So got there at the end of 2014 and then got the all clear June 2015. And then I wanted to work in charity, but I was also still just had a bit of an interest in like radio as well, and kind of like glitz and glamour of what seemed like glitz and glamour at the time. And my friend Mike worked at Radio City in Liverpool. Right, okay. So I basically begged him.
So is that where you was at uni?
So I was at uni in Manchester, but I lived at home, and I live Runcorn, so I'm like in between the two. And he just said, why don't you come in for a day's work experience? Mm-hmm. So I sat with him. He was a producer on The Breakfast Show at the time. So that was amazing. And then I like sat with different presenters and started getting a bit of a feel for the radio station, and everyone was just so nice at the time. Yeah. And I somehow on that very first day managed to get myself onto the street team in a paid job. Wow. On that very first day. Yeah, I was just literally chatting to... So
you just made the right impression at that moment.
Yeah, just like chatting to everyone, you know, you do, and then I would go in and I'd be on street team, but then on the days that I wasn't getting paid, I would just be in that tower making cups of tea and coffee. I don't even drink it myself. I'd be offering my help out to all the different departments. I'd say to marketing, what are you working on? What can I do? Or the team putting things on the website. It's
funny you mentioned that, and I'm going to steer off topic here.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you said there, like, obviously you went in, even if you weren't working, you just go in and make tea and coffee. Do you feel like times have changed? Because I feel like you don't see that anymore in organisations or businesses.
Yeah, no. And I didn't even like think twice about it. I'd literally just go in.
Going to work on your day off.
Yeah, and my mum and dad would be like, we're so impressed with your work ethic. Because it was like, going in there. I mean, I'm not getting paid for it. I'd pay for the train to get in, just knowing that once I was in there, my face was known, I was someone that was known. Yeah. And then through that, there was a Liverpool Cash for Kids team was there. So I'd go and sit with them, what do you need? And I'd often be sat doing all those tasks that obviously would take away from their time. Putting things like letters in envelopes, sending certificates, you know, or dressing as the mascot and going with them.
Known at that point.
Yeah, I was getting known, and then it would be, so I was getting paid on the street team doing loads of mad jobs for different companies and things.
What was that doing? Was that promoting companies via the radio?
Yeah. So say if companies signed up to advertise on the radio, but they'd kind of get a lot of fun things added around it, and we'd be in like Liverpool One dressed as like Jet 2 air hostesses. Promoting Jet 2 and stuff like that. And then I'd just be, helping.
You get the jingle over that bit, don't we? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
And then a full-time job came up at Cash for Kids, and it was then, at the Manchester one, sorry, And then,
so you actually got it via the Liverpool one kind of thing?
Yeah. And then it was kind of like, okay, this is where the two worlds combine. Like, I've got this interest in the radio side of it, but I also had that light bulb moment of wanting to work for a charity, and then it was a place that I could do both in. I could be in the radio environment but work for a charity, and then I've been there ever since.
Hey, where's that?
I know.
It works that way.
Yeah, I know. And I always say this, you know, I would never, ever want to go through that again, what 2014 brought. But, you know, it made me the person I am today, and it got me onto this road. Like, I don't know what I would have been doing for a job. I am so lucky I get to call this a job.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel very lucky that I got led onto that path in the end.
So my next two questions you've kind of answered, but I'm going to tell you what they were, because you might want to add to them. Was there a defining moment that made you want to make an impact in this space? But obviously you've covered that. And then the other question was, what drew you specifically to Cash for Kids? Obviously you've mentioned it briefly, but was there anything else, or was it just about you wanted to give back and everything lined up with regards to the radio station and the charity?
Yeah, like I think I was in the right place at the right time. That charity was there, but then I think you've also got to fully connect to that charity. You know, you've got to get behind who you're working for.
100%.
And I was so passionate once I started getting in with Cash for Kids, and I saw the difference that they were making.
You still are.
I know, I still am. But like in that moment, and I wanted that full-time job more than anything. And I actually missed the deadline to apply for the job. And I was devastated. Over in Manchester. I couldn't believe it. So what I did is I literally just managed to find the email, obviously asked around in Liverpool, got the email of the charity manager at the time in Manchester, and did a full-on email.
I'm really
saying, I am so sorry. Please just give me the chance to interview, and I'll, you know, I'm on street team. I'd love to tell you more. And there was loads of people applied, and here I am.
That's madness, isn't it?
I know.
That is mad.
Very lucky. Not made that mistake again.
No, you're not had to. Obviously, you've made your way up as well while you've been there, so now you're charity manager.
Yeah.
What would you say is different from your early days?
I think it's so good to be a decision maker.
Do you like it?
Yeah, and I absolutely love managing a team.
Yeah, because obviously I know in the intro I said like CEOs, MDs,
I know, I was like, ooh.
But you're a charity manager and you pretty much run that Manchester side, you know, with the team that you've got.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, you know, even though I've got that intro, you do fit into that in my head, you know what I mean?
And I appreciate that. I think, I went into being charity manager in 2020. So it was a very terrible year to kind of step up, but it then also really did make me step up. I had to suddenly think about the charity in a completely different light. Not only was I managing a team, at the time managing a very good friend of mine as well, you know, it's taken on that role too. It just completely changed, obviously, the world and how we had to think about it. It became a lot of virtual fundraising, people not in the offices, and yet mostly we work with businesses who are in the offices trying to engage staff, just having to think about it. So
tough start.
Yeah, it was a tough start, but yeah, it feels so good having that, the decision making. Oh, do I fancy doing that event? Oh yeah, brilliant. And I think at the start
there's a lot of glamour to one side of it, isn't it? But there's a lot of hard work at the other end. Like you get the glamour of the events, you know, probably going to food tasting for different menus and drinks and you know, seeing different venues, you know, like obviously when you do like the Cash for Kids Mission Christmas lawn, the balls, golf days, everything else, you've got all the niceties. But you've got the stress of actually putting it together.
Yeah, exactly. There. Yeah, and I think it's so funny because they're the bits you see me share on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They're the fun bits. Where's Jess at today? And everyone says to me, your job looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, it is. I absolutely love it and I hope I'm here forever. But there is that side of it where 100%. You still have boring admin days. You still have days where you might have to have difficult conversations, or, you know, your event that you've planned that you've been so passionate about isn't selling the way you wanted it to and things like that. And it's having to kind of, I used to panic in my early days as charity manager, and now it's kind of like, right, what's plan B? Or just always having one up your sleeve as well. You know, we've just submitted what our fundraising plan looks for the year. I was a bit ambitious with the plan, but it's then having, right, well, if that falls out, what are we doing instead? And knowing ahead of time. And I think now I've become more comfortable with those decisions and those plans than I used to at the start.
It's still not nice.
It's not.
So the reality of charity work, obviously, we just touched on it. From the outside, charity work looks like really rewarding, incredibly rewarding, but what are the realities people don't see? Obviously, we touched on it briefly then.
Yeah, a little bit there,
But what are the bits that people don't see? Because obviously, from the outside, it's great, you know, you're helping these you're helping these organisations with the funds that they may need, or, you know, holiday hunger clubs, stuff like that. What's the bit that people don't see?
I think other than boring admin side of it, I just want to be out all the time. I think it's the wanting to say yes to everyone.
You get applications for help.
All the applications come in for help, and there's not a single one that comes in where initially, especially before you've done like the due diligence, that you look at it and go, oh, I wouldn't want to help them. And I think it'll be outside of, you know, we have set grant rounds for that reason, so that obviously with our board members, we can sit down, decide where the money's going. But then outside of those, you'll also get some applications and you think, how can I not help these? You know, and it's really hard because you do just want to say to everyone, and people don't see that side of it. And then even just doing like the due diligence and stuff on the applications, you know, and it.
Well, we've spoken about that a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an immense effort, isn't it?
Yeah, and doing, especially Mission Christmas, you know, you've got between 300 and 400 different social workers and teachers applying to you for gifts. Got to check their location, that they're working with disadvantaged children, that we're able to help, that it's not a school asking for every single child in their school for gifts. And there's just so many checkpoints, whilst at the same time you're trying to find a warehouse, bring in gifts, find money that you can buy gifts with.
And touching on that, obviously you've been very successful on the years that I've been on the board in regards to Mission Christmas. I feel like, you know, I've never seen a bad year. And you've got some massive supporters that have helped you out.
Which we're so lucky with.
Louise, Sainsbury's. I can't think off the top of my head, but
just
some big companies. Do you know what I mean? And that, I feel like that's great, obviously, not only for the Manchester area, but obviously for you as a charity. Like, especially you now as charity manager. You're like, look what I've done. Do you know what I mean?
And we're so proud as a team for some of those things as well that's happened. You know, we had Molly May come down this year. And I think it's always a big mountain to climb. Especially Mission Christmas is our like jewel in the crown.
Well, this year was the biggest one, wasn't it?
Biggest one. And it's that same thing. We could keep applications coming and coming and coming, and it's like, right, we're a team of 3.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people realise that either.
No.
I feel like they think Cash for Kids, it's this big, massive organisation. There's hundreds of people that run it.
Yeah.
But on the Greater Manchester team, there's 3 of us. You, Leah, and Olivia.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
No, she's new. She's fairly new.
She's new. I can get away with it. But obviously you had Lucy before that. And you had, who was it before? Sophie, yeah. I did remember, but
yeah. You did, yeah.
And it is only a team of 3.
Yeah, it is. And I think...
You're delivering massive things.
Yeah, and like you're saying, with those bits that people see, they see the successful announcement at the end of Mission Christmas, and they don't see that that's been many months of planning.
They don't see the 6 weeks in that freezing cold warehouse.
We're in that warehouse. Volunteers, we are so grateful. We got an army of volunteers, like 800 to 900 volunteers that come in. They come in for one day, and they're amazing. They're in the Christmas jumpers. We're in that cold warehouse for 6-7 weeks. I know. And it's just
even when I come for that day, I'm like, oh my God, it's freezing.
It's freezing.
Like, how do you not get ill?
and obviously you're there on the ground, making sure that warehouse is run, applications are going out.
Correct,
but then at the same time, you've got emails coming in that you don't want to leave unanswered.
No.
It's people very kindly wanting to support. Then you've got kind of like the teachers, the social workers, all trying to be patient and wait for the gifts, but our shelves are empty. And then on like answering your question as well of what people don't see or what's hard is people think of us as that Christmas charity, and which is amazing, and it is what we're known for, and they hear us mostly on
Everyone
the radio
hears Mission
for
Christmas,
Mission Christmas.
It's so plugged on the radio.
And we usually get
so
sponsors.
Much that you do throughout the year.
And then
I think I mentioned it like the Holiday Hunger Club.
Yes. And then it's like, now with like Cash for Kids Day and our different events through the year, it's letting people know, hi, we're still here through the year, and we're very much still receiving high volumes of referrals and applications. And we understand that you might move on and go to help other charities because there's so many amazing charities to support. But also if you help Cash for Kids, we can then help loads of other charities too, because we're a grant giving charity. So it's a lot of work through the year that people don't realise, still making people aware of who we are.
100%. How many things do you do throughout the year? Because obviously I know you've got like Survive the Wild, you've got the parachute jump, you have the golf day, the ball, Mission Christmas, you have the sports challenge, you have Holiday Hunger. I mean, I just reeled off 7.
No, you've done very well there. So our pillars are Mission Christmas, Cash for Kids Day, and Sports Challenge.
Okay.
And then anything that we do in between is like kind of, it'll be things that have worked well each year. So we always do a glitter ball, we always do a golf day, and then we'll do different events around that we think. So like last year we did get 50 people wanting to do skydive. So we've put in a skydive day this year.
Jeez, right, okay.
And then we did an Oasis event last year, but it's when Oasis were on tour. So then this year we're not doing that, but then we're doing Survive the Wild is back, which are Adventure Day. So
I've heard you like Survive the Wild.
I love Survive the Wild. It's Leah that hates it.
Oh, is it Leah that hates it?
But so we just kind of...
There's a really funny Bridget Jones story in there to Survive the Wild.
Oh, stop it.
We won't say any more than that.
I won't be going down a cliff again.
No, I bet not. What are some of the toughest challenges you face in your role? And I'm probably going to guess that more recently you're going to say obviously around the economic situation. But I'm going to let you answer it. But I'm in my head, I kind of thought you're probably going to go down that road with it. Because obviously I'm guessing it's harder. Obviously companies are struggling more.
I think a lot of the companies are very kind and still wishing to support, and we always feel really bad because especially at Christmas we saw it. Companies would come and they'd say, "Oh, I've not been able to spend as much as usual, or we haven't been able to collect as many gifts." They're still doing something, and we say if you just get all the companies thinking the same as you, if they collect 10 gifts, amazing. If they collect 100, fantastic. But we are so grateful for everyone supporting us. But it definitely is that with
you
companies.
Feel it a little bit.
Yeah, you absolutely feel it. I think we're having to find, it's like the quantity we're having to increase, so finding more people that might be able to give smaller, rather than just expecting big donations. And then I think as well just switching your mindset, because I think some of those larger companies that you think might have the capacity to give more, it is so much harder to get stuff from them at times. So I think it's just kind of switching it to, no, we love like the smaller local ones.
I feel like obviously Manchester's a massive area. And there's probably a lot more out there that could probably assist, but they might not even be aware.
Absolutely.
So I think it's that raising awareness, isn't it? Of, even like you said, 10 gifts.
Exactly. Like we're so grateful, and I think it is like the biggest challenge is definitely letting people know we're here all year round.
Yeah.
And where we are, our radio's Cash for Kids, I think sometimes people will come and think we can get them on the radio, they can have a chat, we can advertise a company. I would love to be able to do that. It would be fantastic.
It's impossible.
It's a national radio company, commercial, so they're making money.
Cash for Kids is a charity.
We're the charity arm of it. We're very grateful for everything that they do for us. We can't just start getting presenters to shout out companies and stuff as much as we'd love.
It'd be all day, every day.
I know. Yeah, can you just mention
shout
these?
out TechX.
So, that's a challenge as well. People thinking, oh, I've heard you on the radio. Yeah, can you just advertise this? And then also the challenge is that we are a 3. So we want to give everyone love all the time, and we do. It's kind of over time as well. I've learned of having to kind of not say yes to absolutely everything. Yeah. We're just so grateful of people, or I'd be working.
Katie goes mad at me for that. I say yes to everything.
Yeah. And then you're working all the hours under the sun, and you're burning yourself out, and then but you feel bad, or it would be, I think as well, like charity.
It's more because like you're people pleaser as such, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think charity doesn't sleep, so I feel like I could 24/7 look for new companies to partner with, new opportunities, what events are happening that we could partner with, and I think you could just keep going.
You kind of lose sight of what your aim is.
Yeah.
So ideally, we need Manchester businesses to contact us.
That would be brilliant.
Obviously, you have a team of 3 again. You've not got a telesales team that can go out there and help us out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that research takes a while.
Like you said, even if it's 10 gifts.
Yeah, and also you don't want to. It's really hard to do those cold calls as a charity because there's so many amazing charities around. Yeah. So actually, if people come get to know us, build that relationship with us, we can learn how we're going to support your business.
For anyone wanting to get involved with Our Mission Christmas, they've got to apply early to help, haven't they? Because you do get booked up.
Yeah, we're volunteering. Yeah, we're very, very lucky. Yeah.
So we are lucky, obviously, in regards to how many people actually volunteer to help. Yeah. I think, did you say 800, 900 volunteers?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And we need them. We need them to shift.
But if anyone wants to join, email Jess early. What's something about running or managing a charity that you think could surprise people?
Oh.
Have I got you on that
one? I need
a
minute for this.
Have you? That's fine. You can take a minute. Is there anything that's out of the ordinary that you think people probably wouldn't expect that to be part of my job? Or that's something really random that I've had to do for the charity?
Do you know what? I'll drive home and I'll think of a million things.
Will you? Yeah. It's going to bug you like that, won't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, because I know you've done firewalks and stuff like that, but is there anything really out there? No?
I feel like there will be.
There will be.
There'll be a million things on my list where you'd go, oh, I didn't know you had to do that.
Yeah.
I suppose as well, there's loads of I'd say the boring admin side that I think maybe they're just thinking, especially when they see my LinkedIn, I'm out and about and not also doing all that side.
Prime social media, and everyone sees the good bits.
Yeah. Every single donation.
It's like the highlight reel of everyone's life.
Yeah. Every single donation that comes in, we have to input that into a spreadsheet, into our CRM, make sure we've left notes of where they've come from, because we then get audited of exactly where every single donation's come in. And then likewise, every grant that we've given out, where's that grant gone to? Have we had the receipts back from them and all that trail?
So you need that full trail.
Yeah, and I think, although that's potentially a boring answer,
it's one of those that has to be done. That probably people don't want to expect.
Yeah. You think, Jess is always out and about. Yeah. And also, I do, like you said, I do try and get involved in as many of the events and stuff that I can. Yeah. Because I think it's so nice when you get that opportunity. We have a golf day. I can't play golf.
Signed up for parachuting next.
I can't play golf, so I'm not doing the golf day. But
you'd have no course left if I did golf.
No, I know.
Not a chance.
Yeah, no. People ask me golf questions and I don't have a
clue. Okay, next one. Obviously, impact and community from Cash for Kids.
Yeah.
Can you share a story that really captures the impact that Cash for Kids has on families? I'm sure you've got loads, but what's one that is standout for you in regards to an impact that you've gone home that night and you thought they really needed that? That was really good.
Yeah. Oh God, there's so many. I'd say the start of last year, we had a mum come to us who basically, she was going through cancer. The dad was under treatment for his kidneys at Salford Royal, and their son was about to turn 16, and they'd both had to cut down on work. So they had no food, they were struggling to pay for heating. She said she was switching electricity, lights off at night, sitting in the dark, so couldn't afford it, and there was no chance they could buy him birthday presents. Something so small as that, and they said that their son had said, honestly, please, don't worry to mum and dad. And they were just like, if there's anything Cash for Kids can do, you know, and it was in the January just after Mission Christmas.
Oh, right, okay.
And, you know, we get a few donations that come in, say in the January. Yeah. And they say, oh, really sorry, these came in by an employee late.
We've got a bag upstairs.
Yeah. And we managed to just pull together the most incredible bunch of gifts ever. And it was the smallest thing for us. We've obviously helped the family.
Yeah.
We went and actually dropped them off at that house, and Mum just like burst into tears. And it was just kind of like something so small like that, you know, of being able to help them during what is such a difficult time. Not only have you
managed to put a smile on that kid's face because he was not expecting it, because he said, don't bother, you've also probably really made the mum and dad feel a hell of a lot better and took a weight off the shoulders.
Yeah, just like a tiny thing like that. And then you've got amazing charities that we support and that you think about. If you can go and visit them, it really brings it to life. Yeah. So a couple of years ago, we supported a charity called Speed of Sight. Yeah. And they're amazing. They help children and adults with visual impairments. Right, okay. And they give them these incredible driving experiences where they get to go in an actual car. In an actual racing car.
Oh, really?
And they go round tracks, often in like Wigan, and they go all over. Three sisters, and they basically take them for these incredible driving experiences.
Wow.
And we funded a buggy that was going to last 10 plus years. Right. That was basically a children's buggy for that charity. Right, okay. So before they'd been using the adult one, and they just had like a seat that was going to have, they're a lot more comfortable in this children's one. And we supported Speed of Sight. I thought that's amazing. And they were one of quite a few charities at the time we'd supported. And then they said, oh, come on down and see us at the...
See, I think that's like the good bit in it when you go and see, obviously I know, I've been Cash for Kids, you know, but like, I'm going to jump onto One Small Smile.
Yes,
but Sidley House, when you go there,
I went down last year.
It hurts. It hits you right there.
Yeah, and the picture. Oh my god, the pictures
and
at Once Upon a Smile.
Yeah, I know.
On the wall.
I know.
And,
Katie cries every time.
Oh yeah, and it's things like that where you go and like we funded bereavement packs for them, and it went down and they got out the bereavement packs that we were able to fund like the bags, and then Charlotte pulled out bubbles, and she said this is so they can blow the worries away. And it's like
a killer, innit?
Yeah, and it's just stuff like that. Or you know, after Mission Christmas,
it's great that they're both Manchester based as well. Obviously, Cash for Kids Manchester, and obviously I love them. Like obviously I've been to both. Yeah, you know, and
proper Manchester charities.
Danny and Daniel are great. What they do, and Sidley House. Yeah, if you've not supported them. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not saying don't support Cash for Kids, but
no, absolutely,
support, because obviously Cash for Kids support Once Upon a Smile. Yeah, but get down there and see it. Yeah,
and we're so lucky that we can support those charities and those projects and things that come down. And there's a million from Mission Christmas. I remember one where literally a teacher came to us in the January. She said, I need to apply for Mission Christmas next year because a little girl came into my class after Christmas a few weeks ago, and I didn't know about Mission Christmas, but she said, miss, I must have been really naughty last year because Santa didn't visit me. And then someone said to her, have you heard of Cash for Kids Mission Christmas?
It's awful, isn't it?
And it's those children like that where you think Mission Christmas, you get so caught up as well in the fact it's a massive operation, £1.5 million, hopefully that comes in worth of gifts through our Manchester warehouse. And the difference that it makes to those children and those families, you know, taking that financial pressure away, stopping them from worrying. For a kid to think that though as well is awful, for the kids, like, I'd hate for my kids to think that, you know, so many of the groups say to us that
it's crazy because just one gift can make that difference. I feel like I'm on some sort of TV show now, plugging for donations, but one gift can make that difference.
Can make
massively.
A massive difference, and you know, people say, "I was only able to drop one gift off."
That's fine.
That is unbelievable.
That's amazing.
We love that, and I think the more that can do that, the better. Yeah. So, there's so many, I think, examples. I think.
no, they're good. They're good. How do you think? Obviously, you've not worked in a corporate role as such, but how do you think leadership differs in a charity compared to a traditional business?
Oh, I think...
Do you feel like you've got more pressure and stress, or do you feel like it'll be harder in a corporate world?
I always take my hat off to anyone that runs their own business.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Yeah, interesting. Why?
Yeah, because I think you've got so many...
You've got wages to pay for a start.
You've got wages. You've got a lot of people relying on you, and you've got a lot of things to
corporation
think about.
Tax.
Yeah, corporation tax. I'm in a few different networking groups, and obviously the people there will be pitching to companies to, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And there's so many times that there'll be visitors or members where I'll go, oh my God, as if like people who run businesses have to think about that, or they've got to bring that in, or, you know, and there's so much pressure, I think, on the way you look after your staff and just the way you run your business and trying to keep it afloat in the current climate. And just so many things, like, have you got your HR in place? Have you got benefits for your staff? Have you? There's so many elements. Wellness.
There's so much now. Mental health.
Exactly.
You've got
the right staff in place, that you're not working every hour under the sun. You know what I mean? And
I think as an owner-in-law, you, like, me and Danny mentioned this. Like, you've got to learn when to switch off. But I feel like you work any hour that's needed. As such, I know you've mentioned it with the charity a little bit. Like, it could be 24/7. It could be.
And I just didn't ever used to. I didn't ever. It's taken me so many years to actually.
Have you ever burnt yourself out?
Yeah.
Me and Danny talked about it. Like, we both have. I don't think you realise till you've done it a few times.
No, I know.
And you're like, I'm making myself ill there.
Last September 2024 specifically, and I started losing my hair.
Oh, did you?
And I'd obviously already lost it years ago. I started losing it, and it all just went on this side, and I had to take a minute. It was where money wasn't coming in. We'd been granting out, and donations wasn't coming in that Q3 ahead of Mission Christmas, where I know obviously people are aware of us and it starts to pick up, but suddenly. In your
head, you're still feeling a little bit. You're like, what's gone wrong?
And then it feels like you're putting it on you then. Oh my God, why is this happening?
It leads into imposter syndrome a little bit.
It does,
So me and Danny spoke about this as well.
100%. Oh, I feel that all the time.
Oh, do you? That's interesting, because I get it a lot. Danny said he's had it in the past.
And I think I get on with my team so much, like, in a friendly way and professional, and it is still having that line. There is a fine line.
So that's my issue here.
You get on with everyone.
You know that. You know, we've got not a very young team. We've got a young team.
You've got an amazing team,
but we're good at what we do. I'd like to say we're shit up. We know what we're doing, and we do it really well, and we work to our strengths. But there's that fine line in between. I'm your boss, and I am your friend. But don't push your luck. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's hard, isn't it?
And I think it took me a while I think when I first became manager, especially managing Sophie at the time, we were like the best of friends.
Oh, was you right?
And we were in the same kind of role, and then I became charity manager, and I think
just hard.
At first becoming a manager, it was very like, I need to read all the textbooks, I need to go on courses, I need to do exactly what I'm told, and I was panicking about doing it wrong. And now I just think we're all so different in how we do it, and as long as you don't annoy them or like step over a line, or obviously there's things you've still got to do as a manager, but I think
you've still got to do the ugly stuff and have those hard conversations when they need to be had.
But then I think still just chill out,
Jess. If you can have 90%
of
the time where you're actually just on a friend basis as such. And they know that if something goes wrong, we're going to have that chat.
And they'll work hard for you. And you know, our team, I'm never at an event and go, I've planned all this. Like, we're very much a team in everything we do, and we make sure of that, and everything we work on, it's very split on, like, you do that, and they're aware that I have some added boring admin bits that I've got to do, so they'll go, right, Jess, we'll do that. Or
it's like us, obviously, we will, certain people will have individual targets, but we have a team target, and even the people that don't contribute financially, they're still part of that team target. You know, if we succeed together, we go out together.
Absolutely. And I think
you can't like, well, you hit, so you're coming out, but you've not done it. You can't do it.
No, and I think the team target is important, because actually just focusing on that makes the individual want to try harder. And obviously with us, our goal is the more money we raise, the more children we can help. So we're all very passionate about that. So that actually just drives us every day on, well, we want to help X number of children this year, so let's do it. Let's put our, pull our finger out and do it. So
what have you learned about leading with empathy? Because obviously business and charity, I'm guessing you've got to be very empathetic.
Absolutely. And I think I'm very
that's
like
what
that
I struggle with
as a person.
I'm like, just crack on. Do you know what I mean? I ain't got time for that.
No.
That's why we've got an HR company. But do you know what I mean? I'm like, I ain't got time for it. Just crack on. Come on. There's a job to be done. Let's do it. Because I'm guessing you've had moments in the office where, there's been probably emotional moments between you and Leah and Olivia.
Absolutely. And I think it's just being very aware of how each other's having. Is someone having a bad day? Especially in Mission Christmas, we all reach a burnout, and you've just got to recognise that and go, oh, honestly, like, you take a minute, or you go home, or don't be logging on tonight.
Go and have a long
make
dinner.
Sure you're And I think then we have each other's back with it, and I think that's why it works so well, because we can spot that. It doesn't happen too much much through the year.
No, but Mission Christmas is intense.
Yeah, it's a very intense time of year, and it's cold and busy, and I think you just panic about not getting back to everyone.
Best one we had, from my memory, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was on the beach offices.
Yeah.
It was heated.
Indoors. Everyone was in t-shirts. I know.
Great.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
We need that back.
I know. And it's so funny because on the lead up to finding a place, because we have to find somewhere every year that will kindly take us, which can be really hard. And then we get a bit like...
So if anyone does have a spare warehouse around about December time...
That would be brilliant.
It'd be great.
Yeah. But so it's just, finding somewhere and we get like, we need a warehouse. But actually, like you said, that
office was brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Nice open plan offices. Yeah, perfect.
Gorgeous,
Heating included is even better.
Yeah. So I think it's just that as a team, especially as a small team, I think that is probably a massive positive though. We are able to just back each other up. Yeah.
How do you keep the team motivated, obviously, with regards to obviously, because the work can be emotionally challenging.
Yeah.
How do you keep them motivated? Especially, let's jump on Mission Christmas, because obviously that's probably the most intense time of the year for you.
Yeah, it is. I think just constantly, we celebrate wins of any size. And
it's great, obviously, when we come in for the photos, we drop the presents off, we get that photo in front of the book.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great, isn't it?
It's lovely.
You get that, you've given them something back.
Yeah.
And it's that feel-good feeling.
Absolutely. And do you know what? Just a boost of seeing those familiar faces come in, and we are so grateful for each company, each person that comes in. And then I think with the team, it's literally just oh my God, girls, we've helped 500 kids today. Or all right, by the end of this week, it'd be amazing if we help 1,000 children. And then celebrate it if you do. And if you don't, go, right, we know it's going to pick up next week because we've got this weekend and there's a deal on at B&M. It's 3 for 20, or, just stuff like that. And we do that through the year as well. So we all jump on, we have a Teams meeting on a Monday morning, and the first 45 minutes of that is probably, how was your weekend? What have you been up to? And they would have already told me what they were doing at the weekend. How did that go? And getting a bit more what have you got going on? And then we'll get on to, what's on our list? What's priority? Let's get up the action
Similar
plans.
to me when I come in on a Monday morning. I'll always be
you don't want to just go straight
9 times out of 10 I don't get told, because the girls, a lot of the girls,
they'll all be
they don't want to tell me what they've been doing at the weekend, which is fine.
But I think it's very important.
It's nice to have that question, isn't it? Just what did you do?
Yeah, we'll go over, oh my God, this week it's so exciting because we've got that on Friday, or I'm out and about tomorrow doing that. And then just all through the day as well, we work from home a lot of the time. We're in the office sometimes, we're out and about sometimes. And I think especially when you're working from home, I think we're just constantly on Microsoft Teams, literally just sharing little things. Oh, I've just heard back from so-and-so and they want to sponsor this, or they've just bought a table for the glitter ball, or things like that. And I think it's just always celebrating those wins. And if someone says something, being that is fantastic, amazing.
So we're aiming for more tables this year, aren't we?
We're aiming for more tables at the glitter ball, so things like that.
What date
just celebrate Friday the 10th of July at the Lowry Hotel. Which you got your table for?
I have got my table. I'm trying to sell another, but I've got one for certain. You mentioned obviously burnout there. Has there ever been a moment where you felt too overwhelmed and you've had to kind of remove yourself from the situation?
I feel like it is at Mission Christmas. So and I keep mentioning that, but I think it's just
it's the main event, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just where your pressures are really tested. Obviously, we do so much.
It's always
the
at the end of the year as well. Everyone's getting ready for wind down.
You've got this massive target. I had a moment in the Mission Christmas warehouse this year, and Leah and Olivia were amazing with it. But it was a day where the radio came in and did their outside broadcast. So they came in.
Mike and Gemma?
Well, this year it was, we had Tom Green, we had Magic came in, and they did different shows through the day. Absolutely incredible.
You had Harry Fly.
Yeah, we did. Harry from McFly. And it's amazing, and it's one of the best.
But it's more pressure on you.
It's a bit of more pressure. We've got more visitors. The car park's getting overloaded. We had the amazing Mike and the team from the Great Manchester Fire Service came with their branded fire engine. Then we had First Bus come with theirs. Andy Burnham came down.
Right.
And, Jess, can we speak to you on the radio, Jess? A corporate's just come in.
Left, right and centre.
And then a corporate came in who we'd been trying to get on board for ages, and then in that moment I'm getting pulled to go on the radio, and I'm I just want to give him some love. And I just kind of had a moment that day. I had an audition that night. I was going to have an audition that night for a musical theatre. I did go to it,
right.
but it was like, I think I was thinking about that as well.
Your
the day was
gone.
a bit mental. It's one of those ones where 1 million people would come in. Brilliant, because I'd be sad if no one was coming down.
But you just think, why couldn't you spread that out throughout the day?
I was like, because we'd just had a week of barely anything on the shelves, not much going
on. It's
a nightmare,
panicking that everything always comes at once.
Yeah. And then just that day in particular, I was like, next day I was like, thank you so much, girls, but I just had to take myself out. Sit in my car for 10 minutes.
It's like we say, obviously we deal with the public sector, don't we? And obviously March is budget year end. Yeah. So it's absolutely manic. Yeah. And you're waiting, and then all of a sudden it just all comes and you think, oh. Yeah. And it's great. Yeah. You know, it's a great problem to have. Yeah, but you just think there is so much. And you're not running around like idiots. No. But you're kind of like, there's a lot to manage here on several levels.
Yeah, and you're thinking, if I feel like this, how does the team feel like this? You've got a new member of the team, how's she feeling? Yeah. And I think there's things like that. And then you learn from them as well. Yeah, you know what I'd do different. And then, it's like this year we've split up our golf day and glitter ball events because we've always done them on the same day. And that's another day of the year.
Because every year you've overrun.
Too much, and so this year we've changed it and we've split it up. So I think it is just that constant adaptation. And actually, we're going to be able to give our glitter ball guests so much more love this year than being like, we've done a golf day all day. Yeah.
On the signature theme, progress not perfection. Yeah. How do you measure success when you can't help everyone? Because you mentioned it earlier, and it's hard. Yeah. So how do you measure success when sometimes you can't help an organisation or someone?
Yeah, I think we've got to focus on the ones that we are able to help. Yeah. And also, I kind of think in mind now about the fact that we'll have another grant round later in the year. There'll be another opportunity to help them. Yeah. We never tend to say no, do we, to like ones where we're like, oh, this is horrendous, you're absolutely not getting money. It's more like, maybe not now, but work on X, Y, and Z. We want to see that your fundraising will add to it, or things like that. Or you plan for that project, just needs a little bit of work, come back to us, and often you'll see that we do end up helping them later down the line. So I think focusing on them ones.
Sometimes we say don't, but you can tell if it's a first time app. Yeah. Compared to, someone that's maybe applied every couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just them knowing what to do or what to say or what to apply for.
Yeah. And just think about their projects and the best use of it. Or we'll see like really high like prices for like minibuses or whatever. You're like, have they actually done the research on trying to get the best possible price and stuff like that? So so I think measuring it on that, like, let's not say, we didn't manage to help those 2 organisations. Let's say we managed to help 23 organisations this time round, and focusing on that.
On the personal side, then. Yeah. You're worrying now. Look at that smile. Nothing bad. No. How do you personally switch off and look after your own well-being? Again, especially at Mission Christmas. Yeah. Because obviously it's intense, and obviously I'm guessing sometimes you go home, especially if you've had, a tough application come in or an event where, it's been very close to home. Yeah. How do you switch off from that? Like, how do you separate it? Because you said it's 24/7.
Yeah, it's hard.
So how do you switch off? Because you've got a family of your own to go home to.
Yeah. And I think in a way that helps.
Oh, really?
So I've been a stepmom for 2 years now. And I think before then I was an absolute workaholic.
Was you?
Yeah, I wouldn't switch off my laptop.
So that's actually helped having that home to go home to.
Yeah. And I think I come home, I switch off, I give them my attention. And
so do you feel that's made you like more resilient?
Yeah, it has. And suddenly you start realising, hang on, I can get my job done in my normal working hours. Yeah. There might be times I have to log on, or I can't just say I'm not going to ever do it.
Sometimes the kids go to bed and I'm like, laptop's going back on, I need to finish something.
And I understand that, and that's not a weakness or I need to work on that. It's like, it needs doing.
I want to do it tonight, so I don't have to jump on it in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can start tomorrow morning fresh.
And Mission Christmas is hard, especially because I do go home and I'll like be with the girls and I'll just be a bit like, thinking I need to do that. But I think I just really, just try and switch off. And Sally, our managing director, is so big on me doing that. And I think,
is she right? Okay.
Yeah, she's really big on me switching off.
I've only spoken to her over LinkedIn, but she does seem really nice.
Yeah, she's amazing. And I think just having that balance, and then, I'll have hobbies and people say to me, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, that is so that I get my job done in the day. Yeah. I switch off and I'll go and do that in the night. And
I've just remembered something else that you're doing this year that I've not announced. Paddle.
Paddleboard. Yeah, paddleboard.
Paddleboard. I mean, I can do that, but I'm talking about paddle.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to enter a team into that.
Amazing. So, yeah. No, we're excited. So it's just trying like new events.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff.
It's new craze. Yeah. Let's get on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of businesses should hopefully sign up for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, it's just about getting that balance, which I've not had before. And I think it's mad that, people might say otherwise as being like parents and stuff. And I think it's something that's come into my life only 2 years ago that it's, got 4 girls now to help with. To help with that, I'm trying to be a role model for. I'm trying to help with, and with them 3-4 nights a week. It's actually done the opposite to me what most people might say. Crazy, it's done the right, switched off Jess and be with them. Yeah.
Okay. So for people listening, obviously, what's the best way that they can support Cash for Kids, and what kind of support makes the biggest difference? Like time, money, awareness.
Yeah.
What is it?
We love monetary donations. No, we do. And, being able to work with companies and, bring it to life in their offices with their staff, engaging their staff. Every different company is so different. Yeah. We love it when companies might just sign up and say, right.
What does Christos do with some of his staff? He does something where it's some sort of funding.
Yeah, like payroll giving.
Payroll
giving's amazing. So that's where staff can donate direct from their pay, pre-tax.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so, and then that just like builds up and it comes to us through the year. So it's amazing for us to get those kind of regular donations.
Especially for a large company.
For a large company.
If you've got 100, 200 members of staff and you all donate £1 a month.
Yeah,
nothing
absolutely.
To lend, but, yeah.
And it's amazing, we'll get companies that do that as part of the onboarding process. We support Cash for Kids. Would you like to opt in? And they get that done early. But then you'll also have companies as well that'll come to us and say, right, every year we're going to have like a table at the glitter ball, or you'll know they're the ones that love a challenge. So we'll go to them and say, right, I've got Born Survivor Place, it's got Survive the Wild. So that's like one of my favourite things ever. I love working with businesses and going, it might be that you can give just a monetary donation, amazing. We'll tell you exactly where it's gone. Or it might be like, right, I'm looking for a way to engage my staff, and we'll go, great, have you thought about X, Y, Z? I can give you buckets, I can give you t-shirts, I can get you a fundraising page, and just working with them. Okay. So monetary, number one, can be obviously amazing for us because we're granting the money out, so we need the money to come in for us to grant it back out again. But then also, purchasing tickets to like the glitter ball or buying a golf team and stuff like that.
Do you do sponsored hauls?
We do sponsored hauls. Yeah, we're looking for a headline sponsor. We've got a few sponsors now at the glitter ball. Yeah, so there's that side of it as well. For people to be able to align their companies with Cash for Kids, and so and then obviously we need like gift donations at Christmas. We obviously need those 800 volunteers. We're very lucky to be inundated with it, but we need them. If we just put everyone off, no one would come. And I think it always means a lot when people come back year after year as well. We understand the companies that need to move on or want to move on for different reasons. They might have a staff vote and the staff vote a different one in. But we also we've got some companies we've worked with for like 12 plus years, and we love it. Yeah, and they've proper bought into it.
Okay. What would you say then if someone's listening who wants to give back but doesn't know where to start?
Come and chat to me.
Come and chat to you.
I think every scenario is different. So if it's an individual, like what looked good for you, how would you like to do it? Yeah. Or if it's a business, all businesses are so different. So you could have a restaurant that could do £1 on the bill. You could have a company that just...
There's one that does that, isn't there?
Yeah, Hickories, Smokehouse. So you might have a company that says, we're going to do the payroll giving and that's how we'll give to you every year. Yeah, or it might be, let's look at fundraising.
Get in touch with me
Come and have a chat.
Direct if they know your details.
Come and have a chat, and then we can tell you more about the places that we support. And I'm going into a company in a few weeks and just telling their staff all about what we do, and it helps the staff then buy in to us as well. Because like sometimes you can get the company on board, but it's getting the hearts of the staff behind you as well. So
okay, rapid fire, couple of questions.
Oh God!
All right, and then we'll go into the closing question. One word that describes your work.
Fun.
See, I thought you were going to say rewarding.
Yeah, no, it was rewarding, but I just got so
I genuinely
excited.
Thought you'd say rewarding. One thing people don't realise about families in need.
That they haven't got the support from the government that you think they've got.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, really interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people say they get what they need.
Oh, they've got it, yeah. Oh, we're working and then they've got the money and...
Okay.
No, they've really not. Yeah, we see that, we speak to the social workers, we know exactly what they're going through.
Final one before we go back to the other. One small act that can make a big difference.
Sharing who we are, spread the awareness. Yeah, because then I think you might not just see something that or if you see something that we share.
Not everything might be for one person, but
exactly.
that one share.
Yeah, spreading the awareness.
That's perfect.
Oh, Cash for Kids is here all year round. Yeah. Tag them. Oh, I know they love a challenge. I'll tag them on Jess's LinkedIn under Survive the Wild, or just little things like that. It's getting other people to see it. Yeah. We often get people
comments, shares,
tags. Tell us. You get one hand, you'll get people saying, oh, love Cash for Kids and know all about Cash for Kids. On the other hand, I've not heard of you before. It's them people I want to get to.
Crazy.
Yeah,
right, okay.
yeah.
Should we go back to the other question? Or should we miss it? A moment that stayed with you forever.
There was a very specific time in the Mission Christmas warehouse. A social worker came in to collect gifts and she just absolutely burst out crying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she burst out crying and she just went, I just don't think you realise the difference these gifts are going to make. Yeah. She said, I'm going to these houses, then we're already trying to help them put food on the table. They're sleeping on mattresses on the floor. They're not able to heat their homes, and Christmas is the last thing they can think of. And she was just absolutely crying her eyes out, and it kind of just brought it.
It hits home.
Yeah, it hits home to us. Like, oh my God, these gifts. And just an example of it as well. Quick fire. A mum rang me, this was years ago, a mum rang me in the January and she said her son's got severe autism. And obviously in the Mission Christmas warehouse, she got loads of gifts. The volunteers kindly packing for us. But she said he got a red remote control car for Christmas. She said he takes it to bed with him at night. He's taking it to school. It's always in his bag. And I just thought that one gift that we didn't even think much. No. You don't think about. You just go, oh, I think that boy will like that remote control gift. We don't know the kids that well. And he loved it that much. We only have that brief
spec to go off.
Yeah, and he loved it that much that he's like taking it to bed and everything. And I think phone calls like that is like, oh my God,
little things in it like that.
Yeah.
That's why I thought you'd say rewarding.
Rewarding.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
It would be to not panic about being a manager, I think. Okay. I think when I got the role of being a manager, I panicked that I wasn't going to be able to do it. Really? I panicked that I'd fall apart and that I wasn't quite ready. And oh my God, and now it's like the best thing about it. I absolutely love it. I love being able to work with the team and watch them grow their skills, watch them come out of their comfort zone and build their confidence and support them and go, oh my God, I help them get where they are too. And I think back then it was like, oh my God, how do I teach? What do I say? What do I? And I think now if I could
still
just
do that a little bit now. Like, how do I come across in this meeting?
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to say?
What are you going to say? What are you going to... And I think just not having that panic. But also I think in my 20s, just not panicking about not having my life set the way I thought it was going to be, or where's this going to lead me, or what if I take the opportunity and just see where it takes you and give it everything. Like you said, you don't have to, it's hard to find those people these days. Yeah, it is.
And
I think,
I think it's just a culture change, isn't it?
Yeah, and I did have that work ethic, but I think it was just, I didn't know where that was going to lead and I didn't know where it was going to go. And people would be like, you just go in there for free and just make and it was kind of like, I'm very glad I did that now. And it's kind of just like, throw yourself into it, do what you can, give it your everything, and you could end up in your dream job like me.
No worries. Right, well, thanks for coming in, Jess.
No, thank you.
That's the end. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, share the episode with someone who needs to hear it, and remember, success isn't about perfection, it's about progress.